When I turned 4, I asked my parents for a bike, and I got a little sister. Then, when I was 5 and a half, I asked for a puppy, but I got 2 twin brothers. And this year, I'm going to ask for another little sister, and maybe I'll get that bike.
First National Bank, believing in the community, preparing for the future.
Hello and welcome to Press Pass for the week of November the 28th. I'm George Anderson. With me today is Jonathan Mays, president of the Kennett Country Club.
Hi, George.
How we doing?
Doing good today.
So, big thing going around right now. We all know there was a fire a couple weeks ago. Wanted to talk to you about that and see how things are going and how things went that night when you found out about it.
Well, we'll go back to Monday. When it happened, it was about right at 10:20 when I got the first phone call. Of course, I live in Paragould, so I was at Paragould.
Right.
When they called me and asked me did I know that the country club was on fire. Well, at that point in time, I did not know.
What was your first thought when that call came through?
Well, I thought somebody's probably kidding.
Right.
But it's not one of the guys that usually calls and kind of kids around. So
right.
I knew he was probably somewhat serious, and he did say that it is serious. It's I guess first heard it on the scanners, and then he called me first, and I told him to make some more phone calls. Or actually, he said I think he was going to head that way, and I called another person, and they hadn't heard it, but they were fixing to head that way also. So it was right at 10:20, so that's a little bit past my bedtime. So I went ahead and got up, and me and my wife, we both started, our way over here.
Right.
And then I had probably 5-6 phone calls that confirmed the first couple. When I got here, then we found out that a passerby, there on 412, I guess had made that phone call around the 10:15 to 10:18 mark.
Right.
And by the time the fire department had got there, just I think 6 or 7 minutes after, they said that it was 60% fully engulfed in flames. By the time we got there, actually, coming into Kennett from Paragould, south, you could kind of see you couldn't see the fire, but you could see the glow.
Right.
You could see the red tint in the sky, which I knew was bad before then anyway. But
right.
Of course, then when we got into Kennett, you could see it, and it was pretty bad. Of course, when I got there, I would say there was probably 25 to 40 of our members, that was just kind of there looking at things, kind of seeing what was happening and what was going on. By that time, it was pretty much, I would say, 90% gone. Right. Other than what's left standing now, as you can see, half the pro shop. But other than that, it was just we just kind of, everybody's out of the way, letting the firefighters do their job, which they did a great job. I can't commend those guys enough for the stuff that they do and the risk that they go through of trying to save a structure and save lives. Thankful, it wasn't anybody's home, just a structure. But they did a good job, and all those guys from out of town that came and helped. So we really appreciate all the hard work that they went through that night. I think I talked to one of them that morning. They ended up leaving I think maybe 4 o'clock.
Really? Yeah,
they were there pretty much all night. So they definitely got their work that night.
The building had some renovation a few years ago, right? 2001, 2002?
I think it was around 2003.
2003.
Roughly around 2003. It had been kind of renovated from the old bar standard and built a new restaurant wing and the pro shop and a new kitchen.
Right.
So all that was fairly new. Matter of fact, just this last year, the ladies golf, they had repainted all the inside. And we had a member that had donated some new golf pictures, and actually just got them hung up about a week or so before.
Really?
Lost all that, but I will come back. But it was, it was to the part. It was 10 years old, and starting to redo some stuff inside.
Right. So after the fire, you guys had a building committee meeting?
Well, we had a board meeting. We actually had a board meeting scheduled that Tuesday night anyway,
Right.
before the fire. So it just kind of worked out. We were going to meet the night after the fire, which we did. We met at the Unico Bank in the boardroom upstairs. And there was some, I guess member decisions that we had to make quick and put a building committee and stuff together. One of the deal was, which we've already kind of posted on our website, and that's kind of how we're keeping our members informed through the country club website. Day-to-day stuff. We really not got any more new information than we did when it first went down. But that's kind of how we're going to kind of keep updated that. So what we did have doing, there was a meal surcharge that we had each month. You could use the Clubhouse, restaurant, bar. We went ahead and give those back, and then we had an assessment that we had passed, the membership had passed, and we would null and void the assessment, so there wouldn't be an assessment to just help out, because we shouldn't need those type of funds to prolong, so we didn't feel like it would be deemed necessary to go through with that assessment.
Okay.
And we've got a lot of thank yous and feel like they're going in the right direction. And I do feel like the board that is on the country club now is the board that needs to be in place. Nobody wants to go through what happened. It's going to be a long road. It's we're asking our members to be patient with us. It's going to be a long road for them. I mean, it's when you're accustomed to go out there and eat lunch and eat supper, and that's just what you're accustomed to do. Change.
Right.
Nobody likes change.
Right.
Our members pay for that ability to have that. And we've had a really, really good show of support the last 2 weeks of members and people in the community. Hey, we're willing to do whatever we've got to do. We want a new clubhouse. We want a new restaurant. We don't want this to just be a thing of the past. It's,
right.
It's good for the community of Kennett. Along with the golf course. I mean, we have several events out there. I know a lot of people in the community use that for receptions, wedding receptions. The school, the school uses it. They'll use it for the prom and different things out there for restaurants and the swimming. The kids on the swim team use that and bathrooms and stuff. So there's a lot of things in the community that people don't look at and would think of a country club.
Right.
Well, it's not only just a country. I mean, that's just a name.
Right.
That's just a name.
Yeah, I was on the phone with someone last week. They called in and had some questions about it, and they were talking to me about how they knew how different parts of the community use it, not just the membership.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, and that's that is the deal. Is yes, you have to be a member to use to be able to use those facilities, but most of those people are allowed to come to the board to. If there is a function like that, or the schools want to use it, if a member, one of their kids is on that, they take that responsibility. Right. So I mean, there's a lot of people that gets to use that more than just a restaurant or so-called bar, right. Which is not really a bar, as I would deem as
right.
see as a bar, but a place that does serve alcohol and liquor.
Now, I talked to you day after the fire, day after, I don't remember which. You said that
they all kind of run together to me too, George. There was about 2 days there that I didn't really know
right.
what day it was.
But you had said that you talked to the insurance company and was going in with a meeting with them.
Yeah, we did meet with the insurance company. Actually met with them a couple times. They did come to our board meeting that night mm-hmm. and shared with us how it was going to take effect, how all the actions were going to come to play out. Which they did a great job. They were one of the guys there that night at the fire. Was our insurance agent. Right. Which again shows support. I mean, it's those guys have been tremendous help through this deal for us. That's I can't say enough for Randy and Terry Baker. I mean, they've been a lot of help. They brought their guys in, adjusters, worked with those guys. A lot of help. But they let us know what the insurance was going to do. Mm-hmm. Then through that, the next 2 or 3 days, we had all the fire investigators. I mean, they had to do their job to go through that deal. And then I guess it was think it was Thursday night. You know, the fire happened on a Monday, and all those guys had come in and worked Tuesday and Wednesday. I'm gonna take that back. It was Wednesday night. It was Wednesday night that I met with those guys, and that's when we found out, or that's when they told me that they were all on the same page, that it was arson.
Right.
That the fire was set. And they knew all the specifics,
right.
Which that was not allowed to me. And at that point in time, I didn't want to know.
Right.
Do I want to know who set the fire? Yes, I do. And I think we've got probably 300 or so members, if not more people in the community that want to see whoever did this brought to justice, and will. And I have all faith that will happen.
And there's a reward for that, right?
There is a reward for that.
You want to tell me a little bit about the?
There is the state has offered a $5,000 reward for any information conviction,
right.
To that, and that's pretty serious, about that.
Right.
Just the amount of damage that it did cause, which we are too. It's kind of a devastating thing out there, but I mean, life goes on.
Right.
But they were pretty serious. I mean, they've got a lot of information that you or I need to know.
Right.
And then that was that they had told me that that they didn't need to pass that information on.
Right.
So that would all come out in the end. But they were pretty serious when that was their ruling. But they said that usually I think and I may be mistaken, but I think there was 5 or 6 guys that they had brought in from different areas. And they all did their investigation, and normally they said 1 or 2 does not agree with the whole group, but on this case they all agreed where it was started, how it was started, and deemed it arson. So I mean that's I didn't like to hear that. I didn't know what that would cause for the trouble for the club,
right.
the board, the insurance.
Right. I'd rather hear accidental fire as opposed to arson.
Yeah. But anyway, it was what it was. So the next day, I went ahead and met with the insurance guys again that Thursday, me and another board member, and they told us that would not affect the insurance,
okay.
And everything was still what they had told us was going to happen at the board meeting. So everything was still on page to happen what they said, and that we should have our checks within 30 days.
Okay. So where do we go from here? I know you told me.
What we have done now, as of today, today is the 28th, Monday, an inspector from the DNR, or for the DNR, has inspected out there, and we should know by Wednesday the cleanup process.
Okay.
Hopefully, I just got through talking with him 30 minutes ago. Everything looked good. Should see no big issues.
Okay.
We should know the results. He's got to take 3 different tests from 3 different areas,
right.
And this is all for the disbursement of the products out there.
Mm-hmm.
All the trash and debris and all that stuff. We have to do that the right way. But we should know that by Wednesday. So hopefully by the end of the week, this week we'll have the stuff starting to kind of be cleaned up a little bit. It's probably going to happen in stages, but I would say that it would probably take 2 to 3 days to get the biggest part of it cleaned up. So that's what I would ask the people of the community and our members, that when you see those guys out there starting to work and carry some of that trash off, give them the right of way.
Okay.
We want to. Most everybody, it's kind of an eyesore right now, so we just assume it all be hauled off and have nothing there. The plan is to do that first. We're here right now, November, December, not too, and January, not some good months to start building a house,
right.
Or a structure, of this magnitude. So our plans is to get everything put in place. The committee will probably meet next week. I'd like to go ahead and get this cleanup in process.
Right.
Those guys will meet. I think our first avenue is to look at what avenue we want to go with. How do we want to build it back? Do we want to go with an architect? And I think that's kind of what we're leaning towards. Have something drawn up, you know, 2 or 3 different styles of kind of what we're looking at. There's been some new buildings built around this area, fairly close. Poplar Bluff, Westwood Hills Country Club, they built a new clubhouse, and we're going to take a trip up there and look at their clubhouse. There's some things that's nice, and there's some things that, you know, I wouldn't do or change.
Right.
I think there's another one over in Kennett, Kentucky, that had been built in the last 2 years. That's pretty nice. So I mean, there's going to be, you know, it's not a quick fix. We're not going to, you know, throw something here in December or January. We're going to take some trips, look at some things, what we would like to have, what we would change from what we had. You know, I mean, we had a good clubhouse, but there were some things out there that probably need to be changed. So we're just going to look at all those avenues, and hopefully would be nice, March, April, start up with the building. And I think if we do that, we can have one done and completed before the end of the year.
Okay. When you guys get that, figure out what you want to do out there, I'd like to have you back on here and show some pictures and whatnot.
You bet. We'd love to. Love to do that.
Okay. As far as the operations of the country club, what else is available out there for members? Okay.
Of course, the golf course. Nothing's changed with the golf course. We have moved Mike, which was the Golf Pro. We moved them to the old Pro Shop, which was a storage facility. We turned it into a storage facility there beside the locker rooms. So they are there. They are operational. I think probably this week we should have phone lines transferred. We had to get all that stuff transferred down there to where we could do that, take debit cards and stuff like that. So, yeah, as of right now, they don't have a phone system or could take credit cards or debit cards. But hopefully, you know, what's like today, I mean, it's half rain, half sleet. I don't think there's many people going to play golf today anyway. But anyway, we did have quite a few last week.
Really?
I had quite a few come out last week and the weekend being Thanksgiving, you know, weekend. A lot of people in town, and of course there's a lot of people drove by out there looking around. We had several golfers in town, and that's what I told Mike. I said, hey, don't turn anybody away. You know, I mean, if they come to play golf, and you know, and the only way they have to pay is a debit card or credit card, take their name and their number. You know, most people will come back and pay you.
Right.
But we didn't want to turn anybody away.
Okay.
You know, we want to, you know, make it as best possible we can in kind of a bad part.
Right.
You know, the only person that's really mainly affected in this deal is Rick and his employees, Rick McCormick and the girls and a couple of the gentlemen there in the kitchen. You know, it's just kind of a bad scene for them. We're working on some issues with that to maybe try to help out in the situation. We've talked about a couple different avenues. I think at this point in time, we're probably not going to come back with a structure out there, you know, as a temporary structure.
Right.
Thinking, you know, the plan is right now just, especially through the fall season. Now, you know, that's not going to say in February, March, we may come up with a different plan and do something different. But as of right now, through the winter months, it's just going to stay like it is. So we've tried to make some phone calls to some of them and try to get them in some different places. I know there's been some restaurants and some places here in town that's made some phone calls. So we're trying to do what we can for them, because at the end of the day, at the end of the year, when it's all said and done and we build it back, you know, we want all those to come back. You know, that's kind of our getaway, you know, clubhouse. We want it to be theirs as well.
Right.
So I mean, that is our plan. That's what we're working toward. Okay. You know, there may be hiccups along the road, and it's not all going to be perfect. We know that. The board members that we all agreed that to take this on. You know, if anybody wanted to walk out now. You know, but everybody was there. You know, it was kind of a thing. You know, you don't want something like that to happen while you're on a board.
Right.
But you know, you turn around and look at that, you know, hey, I'm glad we've got the board that we have in place out there to do this.
Right.
I think they're all committed. They're all prepared for the year that we've got, and you know, it's nobody's backing up. And the people that we've put on the building committee, they're all prepared. They were all very willing. You know, want to see this. You know, want to see this strive. Want to see this put back.
Right.
You know, it's kind of a structure of our community, just kind of like downtown. You know, the downtown department. You know, that they have done very well the last couple of years of restructuring all this, and it's just a commitment that you make to put into the community. You know, to bring it back to life, so called.
Right.
You know, I mean, it's whatever you put in it, and I feel like we've got the people in place that will put 100% in it, and that's all you can ask for.
Right.
And I think the community of Kennett will be pleased when we get this done, and hopefully the more people in the community will use it.
Okay. I know it's going to be a long year for you guys. Hopefully things go smoothly. You don't have too many hiccups along the way. I appreciate you stopping by today and giving us your time. People want to get a hold of the country club. They can get a hold of. You got a website?
There is the website. That would be kind of what we are trying to do. Most of the information through
Right.
is the website.
And that's www.kennettcountryclub.com?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I'm not just real sure. It may be KCC, but I think it is KennettCountryClub.com. Yeah.
You guys on
I've got it saved as my favorite, so
Right.
I don't type it in all the time.
You guys on Facebook or Twitter or anything like
Yeah,
that?
yeah. They do have a Facebook page. Ty Jones takes care of all that stuff for us, and does a good job. We are going to be looking on that. We are going to post stuff on there that we know that, you know, we've got 300 plus members,
Right.
and we know 300 plus members. Everybody has an opinion.
Right.
I can't listen to all those, and all of the board members can't listen to all those. So we're going to get with Ty. We are going to put a thing there on our website to where, you know, that's where you can post your opinions or what you would like. You know, we can go through all those. The board will read all of that stuff because I know there's people that want to have a say,
Right.
and we want to hear that. You know, we want to hear from our members, and we want to do that. So we're going to put that on the website for that, just because we know that it's going to be hard to reach me during the day, or to reach somebody else during the day, or somebody that's on the building committee. That way, all that information that you want to share would get to the appropriate people. So we felt like that would be the easiest way to do that. So I mean, if there's information that anybody wants to share, please go to the website and do that. And hopefully within a couple days we'll have that set up where you can do that.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess that's all the time we have for today. As always, you can catch us online at dddnews.com or find us on Facebook. Just search Daily Dunklin Democrat. This has been Jonathan Mays with the Kennett Country Club, and we appreciate you stopping in. Have a good one.